The first time I watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, I was 23. Even though I was already an adult then, watching the show sparked a childlike sense of wonder, because Avatar's world is unlike any other fantasy I grew up with. Instead of creating their show based on European folklore, such as wizards, elves and magic, the creators of Avatar chose to base their world on Asian influences from China, Japan, India, Tibet, Thailand and more. Avatar's approach to Asian representation is particularly strong because the creators use real-world inspiration, which is directly opposed to another animated children's show of the same era, American Dragon: Jake Long. While both Avatar and American Dragon share many similarities, when examined closely they prove to be fundamentally different. Avatar: The Last Airbender beautifully incorporates Asian culture to celebrate, inform and inspire, while American Dragon exoticizes and stereotypes Asian culture. This is evident when comparing the Chinese cultural elements, character development and music composition in both television shows. While Avatar: The Last Airbender uses inspiration from all over Asia, the most prominent country that they draw from is China. The Crescent Island Fire Temple is based on Wuhan's Yellow Crane Tower. Ba Sing Se's walls are based on the Great Wall of China, and the Earth King's palace is based on Beijing's Forbidden City. Bending is inspired by real Chinese martial arts styles. Earthbending is based in Hung Gar, known to be low to the ground to mimic animal movements. Airbending is based in Bagua, known to evade contact by constantly moving in circles. Waterbending is based in Tai Chi, known for flow. And firebending is based in Shaolin, known for quick advances and aggression. While Avatar's Chinese cultural references come from Chinese culture and history, American Dragon's Chinese cultural references come from ignorance. When American Dragon creators handle non-English dialogue, there is a deep lack of cultural care. Instead of building Mandarin and Cantonese into the show's script, the producers disregard it completely, telling Asian actor Keone Young to make up the dialogue on the spot. They don't even bother to check the content of any of this improvised Chinese, but instead put a disclaimer to contact them if it is not actually kid-friendly. Another example is in the intro sequence, where Jake Long uses the head of a mop to hit a giant gong. Due to size and cultural relevance, it is highly unlikely that Jake Long's family, an American family living in Brownstone in New York City, would casually have a giant gong in their family home, but will be more likely to be seen at a temple in Asia. If American Dragon creators wanted to have an object to represent Jake Long's ethnic heritage, they should have done the research for objects that are more culturally accurate, such as having an ancestral shrine or an orchid plant, which have been cultivated and appreciated in Chinese culture for thousands of years. Another difference is seen between the way that Avatar and American Dragon both incorporate Asian flair into their character development. Avatar: The Last Airbender digs into spirituality inspired from Asian religion. A large part of Aang's character motivation comes from the Buddhist principle of ahimsa, or non-harm, which can be seen in the small details like Aang's vegetarianism to big plot points like how Aang questions the ethical nature of taking one person's life for the greater good of everyone else. While Aang's philosophy comes from Buddhism, Uncle Iroh's philosophy is inspired by Taoism, particularly the principle of Wu Wei, which is about going along with the natural flow of the universe rather than fighting or forcing certain outcomes. This is exemplified in the way Uncle Iroh mentors his nephew Zuko when he encourages Zuko to let go of attachments, specifically his obsession with capturing the Avatar to restore his honor, and instead steers Zuko towards a path of finding inner peace with his situation. On the other hand, in American Dragon: Jake Long, their Asian flair is derived from the perpetual foreigner stereotype. Jake's grandpa, Luong Lao-shi, embodies this through both his personality and visual appearance. Instead of having his own fully flushed-out personality, Luong Lao-shi is just recycled from most stereotypical elements from Mr. Miyagi from Karate Kid. With his broken English,
"Hurry up and get to training! Must use dragon teeth to scoop sludge out of Grandpa's rain gutter!"
combat mentorship and Eastern aphorisms which they couldn't even bother to write themselves, straight up copying Karate Kid's wax-on, wax-off scene.
You must clean toilet using circular motion. First clockwise, then counterclockwise.
Visually, American Dragon creators put Luong Laoshi in robes and gave him a Fu Manchu facial hairstyle, which feels uncomfortable considering that the show is set in 2005. This will be akin to only dressing a British man in mutton chops, top hats and cravats. Luong Laoshi's appearance is not about cultural authenticity, but to portray him as exotic. The last difference between Avatar and American Dragon can be seen in music composition. Avatar: The Last Airbender composer Jeremy Zuckerman creates his own unique sound for the show, drawing from both Western and Eastern influences by using orchestral instruments along with traditional Asian instruments. While Jeremy Zuckerman doesn't have a background in Asian instrumentation, he has a deep appreciation for learning how to play them. He spends a lot of time learning to play the Chinese zither, the pipa and the erhu, which have all made their way into the series soundtrack. American Dragon also blends Western and Eastern influences too. However, rather than pulling from real Asian instruments like Avatar, American Dragon uses what is called the Oriental riff, which is a type of scale that sounds like this, which has racist origins. Originally, the Oriental riff comes from a play written in 1847 called The Grand Chinese Spectacle of Aladdin. It was written to exoticize East Asian characters as separate than white characters. Fast forward to 2005, and Disney still uses the Oriental riff in the exact way as it was used more than 150 years ago. This can be seen in the opening musical sound design of The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, Impossible, and Lizzie McGuire versus American Dragon Jake Long, which is unnecessarily ethnic. Through real-world inspiration in Chinese culture, character philosophies and musical composition, Avatar: The Last Airbender goes the extra effort to create authentic Asian portrayal. On the other hand, American Dragon Jake Long falls short by perpetuating Asian stereotypes. When creating characters that are of Asian heritage, it's important to portray them correctly. I think that was what made Avatar so special when I first saw it. In a culture that often relies on finding shortcuts to Asian depictions, the Asian elements in Avatar just feel so real and so palpable. While this has had a profound impact on me as an Asian person, I don't think this feeling is lost on non-Asian people. Since Avatar's original airing from 2005 to 2008, it has only gotten more and more popular. Despite being more than a decade old, when Avatar was released on Netflix in 2020, it gained a massive cult following and quickly shot up to that year's IMDb list, showing that TV shows that have strong Asian characters, culture and history aren't just captivating to people like me, but can be appreciated and loved by people of all ethnic backgrounds.